Ahsoka, what? Ahsoka! Oh, let this 50-year-old see his dad again. They're sharing the screen. They're together in the same scene. Wow. Oh, that's creepy. Who's that? Walking out in the middle of the desert? Cowboy hat. Oh no. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Book of Boba Fett episode 6, or at least what I hope is the Book of Boba Fett episode 6. Because the last episode was basically just an episode of The Mandalorian, it wasn't part of this show. It felt like it was made by completely different people, and it had literally nothing to do with Boba Fett himself. It was a complete deviation from the story that we've been following, and just going straight back to Mando. I mean, of course, that sort of thing can work, and I think the best example I can think of is when Ahsoka showed up in Mandalorian. It was both her own episode, while also continuing Mando's story. But this episode, it felt so much like a deviation from what we were actually watching, what we were getting invested in, that it just didn't feel like it fit within the show itself. And it made the other episodes look bad in comparison. Like, the biggest thing from it was the speed scenes. You had Mando's new ship, which looks absolutely insane. I love it now. But that puts episode 3 to more shame than it already was. The chase scene was so slow, and then you have this episode come along where they really know how to capture speed. It just displayed a lot of inconsistency between what we have been watching before, and now the way it ended, it seems Mando is going off to see Grogu. I'm happy with that. I can't wait to follow Mando's story again. But now I'm wondering, will this be made by the same people that did the last episode? How much is it going to focus on Mando rather than Boba Fett? Like, how long is it going to take before we actually get back to Boba Fett and just see what's going on there? Because he's preparing for like a whole crime war thing. And then the other thing I'm kind of worried about for this episode is that if Mando's going to see Grogu, that also means Luke. And that's a lot of big characters showing up when this is meant to be focusing on Boba Fett and continuing his story. Mando should be a side character in this show compared to his normal self, and I feel like we're not going to get that in this episode. But other than that, I'm very excited to just see how this continues, how he'll see Grogu again. I want to see Luke again. There's a lot of things I'm excited for. I just know that in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to do well for the show. Yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there, I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. Okay, so far I'm getting my hopes up, going back to Boba, seeing the pikes, good.
Back to Mos Eisley. The rest will follow.
You know where you are, gentlemen?
Oh, Cobb's back! And he's still martial without the armor. Good, good, good. I want to see him fight without the armor now.
Everything out there is the Mos Pelgo territories.
Okay, I want him to work with the Tuskens. I want to see like stuff like continue from his whole thing with that.
I don't know what arrangements you have with the authorities in Mos Espa, and let's be honest, in Mos Eisley anything goes. But out here, I'm the one tells folks what to do.
Okay, good power play. What? So you just want them to leave, or because what trouble are they causing here?
If you gentlemen load up your wares and head back to where you came, we can chalk this one up to you guys reading the map wrong.
I think this is just a handoff, so I think this should be fine. They should just want to leave. They're going to reach for the gun. Yep. And he's faster. Okay.
Think it through.
He's the only one left alive. He can benefit from all of this. He can just take the spice on the credits. Just play it smart. You want to leave. You want to leave.
Anyone gets lost running spice through Mos Pelgo again will be lost forever.
There we go. Good threat. You want them out of this territory.
Considered a fine for trespassing.
It's worth more than your town.
Well, then maybe I'll retire.
Okay, so, yeah, so Cobb keeps the chest, you keep the credits. Good. I think that's what you came for anyway. You were unloading the spice, but of course now the spice isn't going to wherever it was meant to go. But now Cobb has that, so that could very much benefit Mos Pelgo. I'd love to see Mos Pelgo develop with the help of the Tuskens. I feel like that could be the first place where we truly get to see Tuskens working with people and just seeing a more, I guess, flourishing place on Tatooine. Mos Pelgo could easily turn into the, I guess, capital of the planet. Better than Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, because of the Tuskens. Yep, spice. That's worth a lot. You could do so much for Mos Pelgo. Or not. Okay, big power play. You don't even need it. Send it to the wind. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay, yeah. You could just use the spice, dirty money, essentially, to advance the place. But no, you want the help with the Tuskens. Good. Don't use spice. Now going to Mando. I think this is better. This is working better. We've got the Boba Fett side of it, which of course Boba wasn't there, but that's fine. It's still his part of the story, the spice stuff. And now Mando. I'm happier with this. Is this where Grogu is? How did you find his location? Is he? Are you like allowed that? I'm assuming so. Yeah, R2. Okay, so yeah, that means Luke is here. So he's happy with Mando coming here. Attachment things. No, I felt like that's going to be an issue. It's already been brought up. It's so weird just seeing all these characters together. R2, everything's been through with Clone Wars and stuff, and now we get to see him just with Mando.
I'm looking for Skywalker. I came to see the kid.
Can Mando understand R2? I know others can. Follow the droid. Yay. So what is this place? It looks pretty. You got bamboo and stuff. Is this where like Luke is like based now then? What's he up to? I'd assume he wants to restart the Jedi Order, but how do you do that? Oh, no. Okay, droid. I thought it was a floating rock. No, it was a droid. Cool looking droid. So I guess that belongs to Luke then. So he has stuff and funding then. It isn't just him and R2. But now I'm thinking like what else is on this planet? Does Luke own the planet? Is this whole thing his or is he sharing it with others? Bunch of droids. Okay. Oh, they're building things. That's cool. So, okay, this is his little base. He's got droids and he's building something. I'm guessing maybe a new temple? The droids are cool. They're new. I think they're new droids. So these are builder droids. And they're just going around gathering resources from just around the area and building the temple. I'm going to call it a temple.
This where they are?
Yeah, so that looks like it's still under construction. So maybe there's some other place. You just shut down? What?
Hey, droid.
R2, why'd you turn off? Is that a building? What's that?
Hey, I'm looking for Skywalker.
They're building something there. What are you
You
doing?
had a kid with him?
Is that a bench? Did they just build a little bench? I love these things.
How long will I be waiting? Is anyone here?
Okay, yeah, they're basically saying be patient, and they've given... The bench looks kind of comfy. They put, like, leaves there. It looks nice, so they're giving you a waiting place. And R2 shut down, so I'm assuming it's going to be a while. And they built a bench. They didn't build, like, a sleeping area. They built a place to sit down. I guess that gives you some kind of indication of time. It's still going to be while the sun's up, at least. I love these shots. They feel so Jedi-like with all the nature and like the light peeking through everything. There he is. How's he doing? Is he... And there's Luke. Okay. CGI... How do they do it? It looks better than it did before. That looks good there. But again, I would love to just figure out how they do it. Oh no. Perfect distraction. Did he not go for it? He ignored the fog? No, he couldn't help himself. A Cyclops fog, interesting. I'm assuming this is against Luke's lesson plan.
Grogu.
Oh, you've been caught. Yeah, Luke looked amazing there. It's really impressive. Is that like another actor, or is that really de-aging technology? What you doing? You got got a bunch of frogs. Oh wow, it's just you're trying to meditate, but what are you doing here? You teasing him or? Look at those eyes widen. It's like a buffet. Wow. Okay, you're definitely showing what he is capable of, what he could be capable of, but probably that he needs the training to do it. If he wants to be able to do this, concentrate. Don't. Look at how happy his little face is. Is Luke gonna let him have one? No. Okay. Yeah, you gotta get good, then you can do stuff like that, then you have food endlessly.
Alright, let's go for a walk.
And you can move more, yay. So that was a good little lesson that we saw there. So clearly they were trying to meditate, but Grogu's being distracted. If he wants to get better, he needs to concentrate.
Remind me of a great deal. His name was Yoda.
That's amazing, he's just using the Force to move him.
All like you. But his heart was huge, and the Force was strong in him.
I know they're talking about Yoda, which I'm also loving, but I can't get over this.
Size matters not. That's how he talked. He would speak in riddles.
When can Grogu learn to speak? Can he?
One talk like that back home.
Does he know his home?
Remember back home?
Where are you from? Are we ever going to learn that? I don't know if I want to. It's like I like the mystery.
Would you like to remember?
Interesting. Oh, I don't know if he will. Oh,
Let me help
looks sad.
you remember.
So you can't actually remember his home. That's so sad. Is that like something that I guess maybe all the Yoda species just don't remember where they come from? And when they leave, they just forget because how strong they are with the Force. Wrong memory. Go back further. This ain't good. No, don't do this. Are any of these Jedi familiar? Oh, yep. Anakin's troops, the blue armor. Yep. Who? Any Jedi we know? Hooded. Hairstyle, is that hairstyle recognizable? I'm not quite sure. Yep, he's just watching slaughter. No faces. And yep, now what? Oh, and the laser's being reflected in his giant eyes. Oh no. How do you escape? How do you escape? Can we see that? Nope, gets cut off. Great. So that wasn't your home. That was just another traumatic memory.
Galaxy is a dangerous place, Grogu. I will teach you to protect yourself.
I love this planet. It looks so beautiful. I'm also just thinking about how Luke and Yoda works like master and apprentice then. Because you also have the Jedi Order that needs to be rebuilt. Grogu ages incredibly slowly. So is he the best apprentice to have if you want to get this thing up and running? Because he's going to be when Luke... What? Ahsoka! What? Ahsoka?
I didn't expect to see you here.
No. But she is here.
I'm an old friend of the family.
Wait, Ahsoka, Luke, they're meeting? Wait, they've met? What?
I'm not. Master Luke is.
Then what are you doing here?
She said his name.
That's my question for you.
She looks happy, that's good. So, is she happy to see that, like, the other Jedi and stuff?
Brought you to me instead.
True. You didn't bring him to Grogu?
What is this place?
There's nothing now, but will someday be a great school.
Oh, not a temple school.
I'd like to know how he's doing.
He's doing fine.
So Ahsoka's just at this base with Luke then now? Okay, that's awesome.
I want to see him.
That was sad robot voice. Okay.
I know you do. Let us take a walk.
Attachment, isn't it? But Ahsoka's here. Ahsoka's here. Okay, I gotta remember, this is Book of Boba Fett. How is this working? This is a lot. They're doing a lot here. Gotta just enjoy it because it's Ahsoka. Ahsoka's here. Ahsoka knows Luke, and that's happened. And Ahsoka knows Luke is Anakin's son.
Foundling in my care. I just want to make sure he's safe.
There is no place in the galaxy more safe than here with Luke.
That's so sweet.
I don't understand why you're all right with Skywalker's decision to train the kid when you wouldn't.
Luke's in a better place than Ahsoka is.
Because it was his choice. I don't control the wants of others.
Then it's my choice to go and see him.
If that is what you wish.
I kept using her own thing against her. Oh, he's right there. You're gonna turn away. Is this what it is?
All right.
No,
Are
okay.
you doing this for Grogu? Or are you doing this for yourself?
Can't it be both? Is that a bad thing?
I want to give him this.
A little Grogu-shaped present.
As a Mandalorian foundling, he should have this. It's his right.
Why? Let him do this. Let him do it.
Perhaps he is a Padawan now.
Why can't it be both? There was a Mandalorian Jedi before. That worked. That happened. Is this why it stopped? Because they're so different?
Either way, this armor will protect him.
Yes, good. Either way, it works.
If you are set on it, then allow me to deliver it.
Right, let him go see his kid.
I came all this way.
Oh, he's starting to sound sad. Please, Ahsoka, I love you, but stop this.
Grogu misses you a great deal. If he sees you, it will only make things more difficult for him.
Why can't you just teach healthy attachment? It's okay to let go when the time is right, but otherwise it's fine. Why are you doing this? Grogu's obviously going to get attached to Luke and Ahsoka. That's just going to happen. But still, like, oh... I mean, I get it, they're still on that. It's still technically a bad thing if you get too attached and then you let that control you. But of course, Grogu's a kid, so maybe attachment's more difficult as a child and he's going to stay a child for a while. But at least he gets that. Good. Happy with that. Awesome to see Ahsoka again. Okay, so that's a lot of big characters this is just played around with. So where are you with your story then? Because you're going to look for Thorn. What's happening that you could just... You know Luke. That feels like a whole another bag of worms. Can we see Ahsoka and Luke interact? I want to see that. Desperately. Oh, and you're letting him see him leave. Oh dear, that's just cruel. Why don't we just say... Reaching out the hand. Come on. Oh, let this 50-year-old see his dad again. You keep him in a bag, like, oh, that's like Yoda, how Yoda's on your back.
All right. It's time to continue your training.
Okay, so Amanda's left and now we're fully following Grogu. Cool.
Let's see you jump.
Really? That was adorable. He's tiny. I don't even know what this thing would look like underneath the bag. Like, how long are his legs compared to the rest of his body?
Feel the force flow through you.
Come on, can you jump? You kind of look like a frog, maybe. Let's go. Barely anything.
You're trying too hard. Don't try. Do.
Yoda. Oh, passing on the lessons. Good, Luke.
Come on. I want to show you something.
And you're making him follow again. Can you? Oh no, he's running. Oh, come. You got to do a flip. Come on. Oh, this is so much like the original trilogy. There we go, there's the flip, and Yoda's on his back. Oh, this is amazing. Oh. Creature. I love this planet. I love this so much. This whole place is amazing.
Wide world exists in balance. Feel the force all around you.
This is amazing, just seeing Luke as a teacher, and just seeing how good he is at it, and how familiar this is to Yoda training him.
Through the force, you will find balance as well.
This has done a lot so far. We're going to see Luke and just how he's developed since the original trilogy. Mando and his whole conflict with the whole thing, and Yoda and like Grogu. This is doing so much. Oh, no, don't fall. They must have had to change the prop, like, that they use for Yoda here, because they've given him legs now. I'm sure he'd never had legs before. Like, whatever's going on under that bag, they must have changed to actually get this to work. Unless this is all CGI, which would be very impressive.
Very good.
Come on, come on. Oh, and he's progressing. How much time is passing? Oh, no. Going through forms, not actually attacking him. Good, good, good. And you're still just using the 1 foot. This is so cool. Just seeing it in his eyes is awesome as well. Because again, we had the flashback where the eyes were full of laser fire, then it's with another laser, and it's with a different emotion. This is actually like replacing the trauma, or like helping through it. And they've got that thing.
No, that isn't how it works.
He's been trained by many masters for 50 years, or at least, like, I guess 30, until the Empire took it. 20? Oh, he turned on with the Force. But surely he would have seen this before, because he was in the Jedi Temple for over a decade. Something's going to fire at him. Ah! Yep, oh dear.
Get back up. Always get back up.
He already feels more maneuverable, just seeing how he's moving and getting back up. And he did a backflip. Okay, he's gotten very good. Okay, this is nuts. He's basically gotten Yoda's maneuverability, or closer to it, like old Yoda, who was flipping around like a maniac. Now he's getting closer to that. But he has bounced so much. And he can move around now. This is amazing. He no longer has to waddle or be carried by people. And Ahsoka, come on, interact. They're sharing the screen. They're together in the same scene. Wow. Oh. Can you turn it off? Or you broke it. Hopefully Luke has another one.
You've taught him well.
It's more like he's remembering than I'm actually teaching him any.
So
Sometimes the student guides the master.
what's the relationship between these two then? How well do they know each other? Of course, Ahsoka, maybe like an aunt or cousin. Because then again, they could be like, oh, I don't even know.
Two share a strong bond. You brought him a gift.
Let him have it. You don't look happy about that. Okay, you took it. But I'm just thinking, like, Ahsoka probably told Luke so many stories about Anakin. I want to see more of this interaction, this duo.
Sometimes I wonder if his heart is in it.
Much like your father.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, dear. I need a whole show with just these two together.
What should I do about him?
Trust your instincts.
Okay, good. Leave it to him. It's his choice to train him. It's up to Luke. You can't do anything because, of course, you're not like teacher vibe at the minute.
Will I see you again?
Are you only visiting?
Perhaps. May the Force be with you.
Okay, so you're going off somewhere. Okay, so that leaves your whole story wide open then. So perhaps. So might not see him again? I want to know how you two met. How did that happen? How did they meet? There's such big characters and connections to Anakin. How did that work? Okay. Tatooine. Okay, yep. Two suns. Oh, yeah, it's one's white, one's blue, and one's yellow. That's cool. Yeah, so back to the Boba Fett stuff now, I'm assuming, because the whole Grogu thing is done. I'm trying to figure out if the style has changed, because of course episode 5 was definitely made by different people who did the other 4 episodes. Who is making this part then? I'm guessing it's people who work on different characters. Who's going to be taking the lead here? Is Boba Fett's sort of side of things going to feel like episode 5 did on interacting with Mando and stuff?
Mayor Marchese is on their payroll and has flown off-world, which leads us to believe the storm is about to break.
Oh dear, you don't interrupt.
A scheduled vacation, actually.
Shut up. Just shut up. Feed him to the rancor.
Here's a map of where they are gathering, based on whispers.
That's a lot of places.
Families of Mos Espa seem willing to lay low.
Seem.
Thanks to him and Chrysanthemum, we now have enough experienced muscle to act as enforcers.
Okay, but you don't really have an army, do you?
We need foot soldiers.
Thank you. How can you do? How
I
can
might
you?
be able to help with that.
What soldiers can you get? Who are you connected to? Giant skull. Giant dragon skull. That's awesome. Those Jawas are definitely the best of the Jawas, right? They've got a whole skull on their thing. They've got to be the envy of all the Jawas. Is that the same skull that Mando helped the Tuscans, like, beat? Where's this? You're new? I'm almost assuming Mos Pelgo because it seems like a small little town. It'd be interesting if, like, Cobb Vanth gets back added to this.
You want to park your starship, you gotta do it out there in the flat.
I'm looking for Marshal Vanth.
I don't think you heard what I said.
Oh, dear. You don't know who he is.
I'll take it from here, Deputy.
There we go. Good. Mando's friend. Yay. So how is this place? I was kind of hoping that we'd see Tuskens, like, living with the people, but I guess that's not happened.
Still a bit jumpy. Is that a Naboo starfighter?
That's what it started off as.
And now it's just something even better.
I still don't see what all that's got to do with me.
I need you to lead a garrison.
Ah, they've used the rib cage in the room. Okay, that's awesome. So the Tuskens have, like, sort of sold off the bones then. Jawas have the skull. This place has the rib cage.
We took out that dragon. My people don't want to fight no more.
Your town might be good for now, but it's all part of the same planet.
Could this unify Tatooine?
The step up or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
You already
As
had
long
that
as I'm
happen.
here, that's not a problem.
More will come.
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
Freetown. What?
It's called Freetown now.
Renamed? Fun! Yay!
The Pike Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
Town wants no part of it. That's a city folk fight.
Okay, what can you, like, offer this town that would help? Or can you just go to the Tuskens? Can you get, like, an army of Tuskens?
We're square.
Yes, we are. But I didn't think you were one to back down from bullies.
They're not bullying his people, though. So this is not going to work out, then.
Things are tough around here, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay, opening. Nice. I mean, maybe you can just get some support for Freetown and have it develop more, because the other two cities are doing that much bigger.
Not our problem.
No, but it might be after they hear what I'm going to say.
Okay, good, because it's going to affect you eventually. If Boba Fett does lose, it will affect you. You'd have spice running through the place, pikes everywhere, and that's not going to be good. Oh, that's creepy. Who's that? Walking out in the middle of the desert?
Do me a favor and tell these people to head inside for a spell.
Danger?
Something wrong, Marshal?
I hope not. Just rather err on the side of safety.
Okay, but that seemed so ominous. Who is it? Long coat?
What's going on, boss?
Let me handle this, Deputy.
Cowboy hat. Oh no.
I'm not leaving you out here alone.
Get inside.
Everyone's gonna die, you especially if you're not gonna listen. Blue. Okay, everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. It's Cad Bane. Oh no. Live action Cad Bane? What's it gonna look like?
Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, you're dead. I'm sorry, you're dead. I like you, but you're dead.
And who might you be?
Oh, you're so dead. He's got the cheek tube things. Oh, he's here.
Whatever Fett is paying you, we'll match.
Wheel.
All you've got to do is stay put and let things play out.
The Pikes hired him. It's Cad Bane versus Boba Fett.
Hey, the Marshal ain't for sale.
You're so dead. Don't get involved. We can see the eyes. His teeth look sharper than they did, I think.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You don't want to know it. You're gonna die. Oh dear, those eyes look insane.
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
Oh, he's gonna die. I don't want Cobb Vanth to die.
Is that friendly advice or a threat?
What do you think? You can't match Cad Bane. Oh dear. We saw him, like, yes, he's a good sharpshooter. He's fast and quick draw. Yes, he's fast, but he's not quicker than Cad Bane.
You tell your spice runners Tatooine's closed for business.
This is gonna go well.
I've seen enough violence.
I think the violence only just begun.
You should have never given up your armor.
There we go. Yep. Oh no. That's it. He's dead. Cobb Vanth is dead. You're not fast enough. You are nowhere near fast as Cad Bane. The tension is great, but we all know how this is going to end. Oh, what are you doing? Get back inside, you fool. You're gonna... Okay, maybe Cobb Vanth won't die, but the deputy's definitely dead. That's so obvious. He's so dead. Look at him moving around. You're so dead, you idiot. Cad Bane's probably going to pull both blasters out and shoot them both. You're gonna... Oh, no, he went first. Too late. No, dead. Dead and... super dead. Yep, only needed one blaster. Yep, you can't beat him. So much for Mos Pelgo.
As long as the spice keeps running, everyone will be left alone.
Great. So much for the army. That's so wonderful. Great. So your protectors are dead. What does that mean for like your relationship with the Tuscans? How is this gonna work? This ain't good. A med pack, is he okay? Got the steam rush. He's breathing. Is he alive? Is it anyway he's alive? I don't, that left ambiguous. Don't know if he's dead or alive. Ah, you. I want to trust her. I've been told that basically she cares about profit and that works if her customers are happy. I want to trust her. I don't feel like there's an ulterior motive. There's not like a power grab that she'd want to go for. She's just happy getting money, and as long as people are happy in her establishment, that works. I will be okay trusting her, I think. But now we have the Pikes. How's this gonna go?
I don't get you something.
What are you gonna do here? You loyal to Boba Fett? Oh, are they gonna try and buy her off?
Can we take your helmets for a cleaning?
Nope. I'm assuming they need them to breathe. Maybe. Or stay hydrated. Desert planet.
Nothing.
Except she's suspicious, so... And they've gone up. What are they doing? What are they doing? I don't trust it. They're just walking straight past you? Where are they going? They left something here. They came in with something. Oh no, they left something here. They left something here. Joy! No! That! Oh no, no. Oh great, no! The minute I decide to trust her. Great. Is she dead? At least the school's built. Really cutting away from that? That seems huge. That place was like a water place. A water bar. It was good. Oh no. That's a direct attack on Boba Fett. That was something he was protecting. What is the gift? It's not going to be a helmet. It was made of chains. Oh, it's a little chainmail top.
Orion wanted you to have this.
It's adorable. Give it to him.
But before you take it,
why got you turn
I
this?
will give you a choice.
Why? Why must you turn it into a test? There was a Mandalorian Jedi before. It's allowed to work.
This is a lightsaber.
That hilt is way too big for him. Are you giving him that lightsaber?
My teacher, Master Yoda.
It's Yoda's lightsaber? Okay, no, that's...
I'm offering it to you.
Offering it. On the condition that he gives the Beskar. Why can't he have both?
But you may choose only one.
Why?
If you choose the armor, you'll return to your friend, the Mandalorian.
This feels dumb. This feels super dumb.
You will be giving into attachment to those that you love, and forsaking the way of the Jedi.
That feels so dumb. It's not one or the other. It can be both.
You will be the first student in my academy, and I will train you to be a great Jedi.
What's he gonna choose?
And you may never see the Mandalorian again, because, Grogu, a short time for you is a lifetime for someone else.
Yeah, it is. He ages so slowly. But why did you gotta do this? Why? There was a Mandalorian Jedi before that must have kept to the creed while also being a Jedi. Why? That worked. Why did that never happen again? Is it just because the creeds and the way the Jedi are so different? Then how did it fail after one happened? What happened after that one that suddenly you can never happen again? Ending. Great. Okay. Okay, there was a lot to go over in this episode, and I think first off, I want to get my main concern out the way. This is a better balance than the last one, but still it's not that great for Boba Fett. This is continuing a story that should have been in, I guess, Mandalorian Season 3. Yoda, Grogu, choosing whether or not to stay a Jedi or go back to Mando. That's a big deal, and it's outside of, I guess, what you class as his show. Of course, Grogu is kind of a separate character. He could be part of anything. But the fact that it's here when you have something completely different being the main plot going on is rather odd. Like it being the cliffhanger for the episode. It feels such a deviation from actual Boba's thing. But I'm glad that we still had some stuff for Boba going on. He's mustering his troops. We're getting to an idea of what's actually happening. We're seeing the escalation. That's what we're seeing here. Boba Fett had like one scene that he was in, but we're seeing what is actually happening around him. Spice is having trade routes being made. It's going through Mos Pelgo. The Pikes are getting bolder. They've taken out something that Boba was protecting. The one thing that that he was sort of actually attached to, that were like helping him. I'm hoping that she's not dead. I hope Garsa Whip is not dead. The time I start to trust her. And then I guess the biggest thing that I definitely don't want to gloss over, Cad Bane. This has definitely elevated the story. That is good. Cad Bane being the one that the Pikes hired to deal with Boba Fett. They have history. He is like the perfect villain for Boba Fett to go against. I'm like so glad to see him in live action too. I think his design, what do I think of his design? We've seen, I guess the last time I saw him was in the trailer for Tales of the Underworld, and I'm trying to just think, I think it's a good design. I feel like his head, different shape obviously because it's live action. I think my only complaint is maybe the hat's a little small, but I think that was what happened in Clone Wars. He lost his big hat and got a smaller one. I always preferred Cad Bane with a giant hat, but this, it works, it's fine. The eyes are definitely just good. Like the detail in them are striking. Yeah, they definitely captured his like presence and essence, him just walking up, no one else, just him menacingly walking through the sand and taking out both Marshal, Cobb Vanth and the deputy. He has destroyed the Freedom Town, essentially. He's destroyed that place. And he is working with the Pikes. This is big trouble. Yeah, we know that Boba is looking for an army. I feel like the only option is the Tuskens. They're the one that's kind of been built too. Boba has the relationship with them, so does Mando, and now Mos Pelgo has been sort of hurt a lot, and Tuskens hopefully will be their protectors. Maybe the Tuskens will want a bit of revenge for taking out the person that sort of brought peace to this region, and Mando is your way into that. So that feels like that could work, and it would bring the series to a good sort of loop if the Tuskens actually help take out the Pikes. But yeah, there's definitely a lot that happens in this episode. You have Ahsoka and Luke and Grogu. There's a lot of stories to follow. A lot happens. I'm trying to figure out if that's good or bad. I think most of it's good. I think most of it's very good. This episode definitely enjoyable. Overall though, there's so much going on and so many stories that you're following. Mando and his wanting to see the kid again. Ahsoka and whatever's going on with her, because that's a whole bag of worms there. Luke and his school of Jedi. Grogu and what he's going to do with his choice of what on earth he's going to do with his future. Cad Bane being brought in, Boba and his army, Garsa Fwip. There's a whole lot that's happening. And it's kind of difficult trying to remember it all in my head and just try and go over it all. Like it feels like so much time could be given to any one of these things. And I'm not sure if the balance has been struck correctly. It's better than the last one, definitely, but I feel like the balance could have been better. Like a lot of homage was paid to the original trilogy with how Luke is training Grogu. Absolutely love that. But again, this is meant to be Boba Fett's show, and I think at the end of this, is it gonna work, right? Because Boba Fett's show, like the way this is going now, it could end up with basically Grogu going back to Mandalorian outside of the actual show. So you could end up starting season 3 with a huge sort of gap between what season 2 did. Season 2 left it where Mando could go off to Mandalore, Grogu could go off and be a Jedi. It finished that story. Is it really going to happen that season 3 starts off with them back together with no explanation and it just happens entirely in another show? That doesn't work that well. And then of course for the show that it happens in, that's not that good for that show either, because it's a huge deviation from the actual plot that the other show's trying to do. Of course, now my head is also spinning about seeing Luke and Ahsoka actually being in the same place together. I want to know how they met. I feel like that's a whole story in itself. How on earth did these two meet? Like, I want a whole show just analysing how these two, like, got together, how did they interact, when did they find out their connection to Anakin? When did that happen? Because I doubt that's something that Luke would go around saying proudly that he's the son of Darth Vader. I doubt that's something Ahsoka would sort of talk about openly to someone new that she's met, that she was the apprentice of Darth Vader, Anakin. So the story there must be so insane, and they're just so casual with each other. Like the ending leaves it off that they may never see each other again, which I hope isn't the case. But I'm guessing that means Ahsoka's going off to do whatever she's going to do now. Love it, interesting, fun, because she was looking for Thrawn. Maybe she got something out of Morgan, and then this was sort of a pit stop on the way to that. But still, it's Ahsoka and Luke and Grogu and Mando all in Boba Fett, and it's like Luke and Ahsoka have nothing to do with Boba Fett. It's a big deviation from the actual plot that we're trying to follow. I kind of just want to know what is the reason for including them here. Did it need to be included? If you're going to include Mando, you could have kept it just that he was back to his bounty hunting ways. You didn't have to include the Grogu thing. I almost feel like this show could have been better off if they just kept Mando as a side character, didn't deal with everything that he's gone through. Just say that he's kind of sad now that Grogu's gone. Say that he's preparing a gift and that he's going to see Luke, but don't actually do it. Save that for Mando Season 3 and just let it focus on Boba Fett's story. Have Mando show up, be the muscle, get a bit of info of what he's been up to, say like, how are you, how have you been, get the info out, but keep it focused on Boba. I feel like that could have worked better for Boba's cause. Build up Cad Bane a bit more, because now he's been shown off here, now we only have one episode where we get to see him, and I feel like that's just not enough. Cad Bane's that awesome, you need more with him. I don't know, I just think this episode, it did better than the last. It's really weird. Obviously these two episodes that we've seen are obviously the best of the show so far, but of course, is that a good thing for the show? I don't think so. I feel like these 2 episodes being the best of the show isn't a great thing because it feels like it's made by completely different people and it's barely focusing on Boba Fett himself, the actual star of the show. Yeah, going into the next episode, which is the final, I'm excited. I feel like they've got a good run up to it now, but looking at the grand picture, I don't know if the final is going to be able to like fix the show with the amount of issues that it does have that do pop up, and this purely from like the structural standpoint. A lot of the stuff in it works, it's fine. Vesper's clearly not, that's just awful, but a lot of it works and it's good. It's just the quality is just a little lacking in the first 4 episodes. You see the gap in episode 5 and 6 and just how better those are in comparison, and I think it purely comes down to, as I've been told, that this was meant to be a movie to begin with, then got changed into a show. So if you think about it in that way, if it was a movie, it would have nothing to do with Mando and Grogu. Those 2 would not be in it, and I don't think those 2 would have anything to do with the actual story. Having it be a show while trying to keep the original story that was going to happen with a movie does not work, because they're trying to bleed in a bunch of other things from outside of the show with the whole Mando aspect, and it makes it very messy. They clearly had a vision for this, for Boba's story, in a movie that then got changed and torn apart and stitched back together with bits of Mando. That clearly just didn't work as well as they thought it would. I think it would have been much better if this was left as a movie and just had a concise story that focused on Boba, because keeping it a show leaves room for things to need to be filled, and that got filled with stuff from outside of the show. If it was kept as a movie, it keeps it more concise and it could have just stayed on Boba Fett, which I think would have worked so much better. First of all, I want to focus on Boba Fett, and while this episode didn't focus on him, we still got some good stuff surrounding him. That's mainly just seeing what's being built up in the conflict. The Pikes are getting bolder, they're doing more things, and that's all going to impact Boba Fett. So I think this episode did strike a better balance in dealing with his side of the story plus everything they wanted to do with Mando. So while this episode at least does include Boba's side of things, I think it does neglect it quite a bit. I think right now for me, this show feels like it was being made at the same time as Mando Season 3 probably, and they decided they didn't want to do, I guess, maybe Mando and Grogu's reunion, because I feel like that could be where this is going. In that show, they didn't want to waste time there and had like maybe a grander plan for Mando Season 3, so they decided to shoehorn it into Boba Fett's show, which was happening in between. It feels like a disservice to Boba Fett. I do not think Mando's stuff needed to be included here, and I think it does damage Boba's story a lot, because it's taking time away from what actually he's doing. Like, that's 2 episodes now where we basically get no development on him, just what's going on around him, which I think is a big shame. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with Boba Fett's character, and it feels like they just decided that they didn't want to do it, and they wanted to fill the time in with something else. Because I have been told that basically, I've learned a lot from comments basically from this show, which I think is both a good and bad thing, that a lot of people were able to pick up stuff that I wasn't, but I also think the show could have done a better job at making those things clear. For example, Boba Fett never intended to be a crime lord. He wanted to be the daimyo. Of course, I had no idea what daimyo meant until someone told me. Now I do. And there is not really crime included in that. He wanted to be the leader of Tatooine and to unite the planet. I feel like the show could have done a better job at maybe just implying that aspect of it, because he takes down Bib Fortuna, kills him out of revenge. I think the audience just assumes that, okay, he's going to become crime lord, and he's going to take Jabba's place the way Bib Fortuna did, which is a crime lord position. Bounty hunter to then the boss of bounty hunters. I feel like there could have been much better, smoother work in just saying that, okay, he's not going to be a crime lord, he's going to do something different, and we don't get that till episode 4, where he's talking to Fennec. And I think that does take too long for that to actually happen. Episode 4 really was sort of one of the better episodes of this, because of just the explanations it gives. You spend 3 episodes with Boba confused on what he's doing and why he's doing it. Episode 4 clears it up. I feel like a lot of what episode 4 did should have been done right at the start. It leaves the audience, or at least me, confused about what's going on and what Boba's actually doing. So there's a lot of time just wasted, I feel, in just trying to figure out what's going on, which eventually gets cleared up in episode 4, which does make things make more sense. And now it does feel like after episode 4, we're in a better position to deal with Boba Fett and actually what's going on with him. We have a better mindset of what he's doing, yet we're not doing anything with him. We're doing stuff with Mando, and I feel like that is a complete waste. Episode 4 was good. It meant that Boba Fett's story could continue more smoother, the audience understood what his position was, what he was doing, and then you just ignore him, you forget about him, and you wait 2 episodes. It feels like now we're jumping from episode 4 to the final for Boba Fett, and that is a big disservice to him. This show could be so much better, and I don't know why they just wanted to include Mando here and make everything about him. But yeah, then the Pikes, we're getting to see them sort of do more here, because they are a big thing. The Pike Syndicate is huge. and they are not to be trifled with. So it's cool to see actually someone go against them and like even consider waging war against them, which is a big deal. Yeah, there are two things here that we get to see just building up the conflict are they're going through Mos Pelgo, they're setting up spice routes through there, not a good thing, because that means they're going to try and clear it out. If anyone comes there, they'll just take them out. It's not good to have them there. Cobb Vanth dealt with them and kind of, I'm guessing they probably hired Cad Bane after that happened. They saw things were getting a bit dicey, the planet was uniting against them, hire the best bounty hunter to take everything out. But then their biggest move was at the end where they basically took out Garsa Fwip's water bar. I'm not really sure what to call it. I'm calling it a water bar. But that's a big deal. That is the one place that we've seen Boba have protection over. I do think that they could have done a better job at just showing what Boba has protection over, because Garsa Fwip's thing is definitely the big deal here, but it's the only one we've actually seen. I feel like they could have added more variety of what establishments Boba was connected to, because really it was just that and the mayor's place. So it feels kind of small in that regard, but of course it gets the job done by destroying it. It shows that the Pikes are not messing around and they are on the attack now. They've taken that out right when I decided to trust Garsa Fwip. Hopefully she ain't dead, but she was very close to the explosion. And it was very big, it reached the door, so not looking good for them. And then of course Bane showing up. Very good. I kind of wish he was here from the start. I feel like I love Bane. He's such a good character and he's just no nonsense, does the job, and he does it incredibly well. He is the best villain for Boba Fett because of the history that they share. Cad Bane basically taught Boba a lot of what he knew. He was friends with Django. They have a huge history, and I wish Cad Bane was in it from the start. He's the perfect villain, better than the Pikes. Not villain, antagonist, I'll say that. Hired by two different people, essentially. And they're going against each other because of the positions they're in. They're morally grey characters that just go wherever they're paid. They're morally grey characters who go wherever they're paid, yet Boba Fett has sort of evolved out of that. That's his development. He's gone beyond being directed by money, and he's found his own morality. Cad Bane has honour, but he'll do whatever for money. That's it. It'd be such a good reflection to just follow Boba Fett through, seeing these two as part, maybe like, I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not dive in more into that relationship. Cad Bane is a huge part of Boba Fett, and their dynamic would have worked so well. Seeing Boba Fett evolve out of being a bounty hunter while seeing Cad Bane just stay neutral and stay part of it all, because that's where he thrives, it would have shown a great contrast and just, I don't know, I feel like it would have made Boba Fett's development even more like sweeter and better. Like imagine if we got flashback scenes of Boba Fett working with Cad Bane on a mission or something, seeing Cad Bane teach him and direct him through his neutral grey morality, and then getting to see him with the Tuskens learning a different way, and then all for it to come back together where Cad Bane shows up at the end and is the new threat that Boba Fett must face now. Because you can almost understand like the inner conflict that would create for Boba Fett. Cad Bane is this huge part of his life. Does he want to go against him? He now has this whole thing about family with the Tuskens, and technically he might even have that with Cad Bane. He was a friend of the father. Could Boba Fett see Cad Bane as a father-type figure? And yet Cad Bane has no interest in that. He just wants money. He would take out Boba Fett if he gets paid. He's fine with it. Cad Bane is such the perfect antagonist for Boba Fett, and I feel like I'm so happy that he's included. He looks great in live action. Only thing I would change is give him a bigger hat. But I feel like he could have done so much more, and I wish he was here from the start. Like in a flashback or something, just to build up his impact and presence on Boba Fett. Because you've got to understand, a lot of people probably don't know the history. Because Mandoverse, new show, people might not know Boba as well. And to bring in Cad Bane, who's from Clone Wars, it's awesome to see, but you've got to explain the history. You've got to do something to just say what their connection is, because it is so powerful. These two characters going head to head now is such a big deal. I feel like it could have been handled in a better way. But yeah, then Mando, again, he gets a lot of development too, having to fully say goodbye to Grogu now. So he has just, I think he's accepted that he's not going to see Grogu again. That's what Ahsoka does for him there. It's the verbal sort of combat thing where they're saying, are you doing this for yourself? Are you doing this for Grogu? What are you doing here? It's this exploration of the two cultures clashing. Mandalorians being loyal and always attached to one another, while Jedi being separate and disattached. And the two cultures definitely flash. It's kind of a miracle that one actually ended up being both Mandalorian and Jedi. I wish we got more info on how that thing actually operated, because it was a Vizsla as well, and Vizslas are nuts. So how on earth did that even happen? I think this episode does just go to show what a miracle that thing was, but also the idea that it did happen before, and it's annoying that it's just so difficult for it to happen again. Because I'm trying to think, for the longest time, I figured that it didn't happen again, maybe because no Mandalorian was Force sensitive. I don't even think that's the case anymore. It's probably that Jedi don't even want to touch Mandalorian children. That sounds really weird. They don't want to go near Mandalorian younglings because they know their families are never in a million years going to give them up to them. the entire culture goes against Jedi, so no Mandalorian would have been trained in the Force because of how different and conflicting the cultures were. It is honestly nuts that one actually managed to happen at all in history, and I want to know how that did happen. How did a Mandalorian Jedi actually come about when you have these two cultures clashing? Yeah, focusing more on Mando, of course, development, and then having to say goodbye to Grogu one last time, kind of fully. Not actually meeting him again, but now he's teamed up with Boba Fett and he's there. He's going to be muscle and he's experienced. So yay. Now I just hope that he stays a side character. His stuff is basically done. Keep him a side character for the final. Leave the rest to Boba Fett. Then Luke and Ahsoka. Amazing to see them again. I feel like the de-aging tech stuff either has improved a lot or that's another actor that looks incredibly like Mark Hamill as a young man. Either way, it looks great, and I think it's definitely a big step up from Mando Season 2's final, because there was like some shot, he looked great regardless, but there was like one shot I think that looked a bit off around his head, but this looks great. And there's so many different like lighting and environments that he's in, it works and it looks amazing. But I think I just love the most we get to see how much he's developed since the original trilogy. Seeing the different sort of homages they played to his training, jumping around the forest with Grogu on his back. What an opportunity to do. You bring in a young Yoda and then you have Luke again. Do it again. It's so much fun. Then we're also just getting to see him as a teacher. And I remember how good it felt seeing Ahsoka start teaching younglings. That just felt amazing. Seeing like how far the development of the Jedi went. Now Luke has reached that as well. It's so satisfying to see, and I cannot wait to see sort of what does become of his Jedi school then, because that's new. That's something you had the Jedi Order. They taught Jedi, but it wasn't really a Jedi school. It was just a religion, kind of like Sunday school in a sense, that sort of thing. But a Jedi school, I would assume, might change and be a bit more different, or at least I would hope it would be different. I'm hoping that Luke doesn't repeat the mistakes of the past. But of course, the choice he gives to Yoda, Grogu, isn't the best, saying you've either got to choose the Beskar or the lightsaber. But I will also say, it kind of makes it down to attachment as well. He says, okay, this is Beskar from The Mandalorian, who we know you like, and this is a lightsaber that was Yoda's. He's adding the attachment to that. Same species, you've got that connection there, it's still an attachment. So he's still playing on that. No matter what, Yoda is going to point towards the attached thing. He didn't choose, the lightsaber should have been something that wasn't attached. It should have been his own lightsaber, something for himself, not someone past. It should have been Grogu's lightsaber, not Yoda's. If that choice was to, I think, stick better, because I think we all know what Grogu's going to pick. He's going to pick the Beskar, at least I hope he does. But then Ahsoka as well, so again, we've got some development there. I feel like she's smiling more, she seems happier, and I think that's because she's around Luke. She's seeing that the product of Anakin is good. She's seeing that yes, Anakin turned bad, but at least out of that badness, something good remains. Because I absolutely loved her appearance in Mando. We got a lot about her. But yeah, we get to see that she's still with that trauma because she hasn't really developed or done anything since season 2 of Rebels. She's still got all of that there. And now I think she's just happier being in this place. Not surrounded by the dead forests of Morgan's planet, but she's with Luke. She's with the next generation of Jedi. She's going to be feeling better. And now she's going to go off to do her own thing, which I'm very excited for. Because that whole thing is about Thrawn. So she came up over here as a pit stop. She met Luke, which is awesome. And now she's off to do whatever it is she's going to go do. And then we also have Grogu, who develops quite a great deal in this episode, which isn't the Mandalorian, it's the Book of Boba Fett. And so we get to see first maneuverability. This kid's hopping around, I think, like Yoda did in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I mean, it was incredible seeing Yoda jump around like that. So I'm almost assuming that Grogu should be able to do even more. He's younger and nimbler, so I'm assuming he can be just bouncing off the walls. But I think it's just cool getting to see that development, see him go through this training, because now, because I still loved just Luke waving his hand to lift Grogu up and keep him walking alongside him. Love that explanation, but now Grogu can keep up with anyone, I think, because he was moving around like a ninja. So this definitely built Grogu up to do something. I feel like if Grogu's story was done, we wouldn't be seeing him again. He would just be off somewhere with Luke in the training. But the fact that we've seen him again and we've seen him develop and go through the Beskar thing, I think he's going to come back. Again, whether that's a good thing being part of this show, I do not know. We'll have to wait to see for the final, but I just like that he developed in general. It's good to see. We get to hear stuff about Yoda. He gets the basics of the Jedi training, which I think might be all he needs, maybe. Who knows at this point? Jedis are weird. And then he gets that choice at the end. Yoda's lightsaber or Mando's Beskar. Which one is he going to choose? Obviously the one he's more attached to because he is being controlled by attachment at the minute. But again, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. I mean, controlled by attachment, yes, that's bad. But logically, looking at that question, I think anyone would choose Mando's armor if they've been through what Grogu has been through. And I don't think it means that he wants to give up being a Jedi. He just wants to see his friend again. I think Luke giving that option probably isn't the best decision, because again, he leaves it to an attachment standpoint being Yoda's lightsaber, not Grogu's. I think it would have been so much more effective if he said this can be your lightsaber, not Yoda's, actually Grogu's lightsaber, something new, not from the past, to start a new journey, because then it's still got ties to another person. And to Grogu, he's going to obviously go towards the one that he has stronger attachment to. But yeah, I think the choice is clear. Grogu's coming back, and I'm just not sure if that will happen in... But yeah, I think the choice is clear, and it's kind of... I don't know if it's a shame or not. I'll have to wait and see for the next episode to see if it actually happens to decide whether or not I'm happy that he's either with Mando or staying away. As for what's next, we are getting into the final of Boba Fett. I am excited. These last 2 episodes have been better, so hopefully the third can be the same quality. But just focus on Boba Fett. They don't really have a choice at this point. If it somehow focuses on Mando, I will be very surprised. It's got to focus back on Boba Fett, deal with the Pikes. You got Cad Bane, everything is centering around Boba Fett now. It's like it could be the perfect final to try and lift this show up a bit more. I feel like the damage has definitely been done, but the final can still be good. It can still be satisfying. So I'm really hopeful for it now. And this episode did do a great job at setting it up. I still feel like shows should be longer and more stuff should be done. Then again, this makes me think that even with this short time frame, you still managed to fill it with stuff that wasn't even about Boba Fett. But the final, just hoping it's good. Cad Bane, antagonist, Pikes against Boba. It should work. It should be good. Overall, though, this episode was good. A lot was happening in it. I think the quality of it, yes, is good. I just think overall for the show, it was a mistake to do all of this. Keep it focused on Boba. Mando should have been a side character. Giving Mando the focus means you've got to deal with Luke, Grogu, all of their development, and then on Ahsoka on top of all of that. It's such a big deviation from everything going on that this feels like so many different stories just crammed into one. And I think that is almost a negative for Boba Fett himself, because now he's dealing with all of this. Like, someone could have watched this show, probably enjoyed Mando's bit more, and now it's like, oh, it's a shame it's going back to Boba. I want to keep more with the Mando stuff. And that is a shame. I feel like it should have just stuck to Boba's stuff. But yeah, Cad Bane coming back obviously puts this episode up there. Love him, and I just can't wait to see what else he's going to do. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for the final. See ya!